Hey there, and welcome to highlighting lighting for Temujin Schnell. And this is it's the second round of painting, and again with the Jedis I've been doing, I might be going back and doing some more of them. It might not, depends. Time constraints at the moment are rather harsh. But first up, then I'm going to deal with flesh and the brown tones, because all of those will operate from a similar palette. Here we go then. This is just highlighting the brown using heavy brown. I believe it was sienna before, and then mixing a bit of the same brown that I used for highlighting the brown robes, which was a heavy brown, with a bit of heavy skin tone for the flesh, so that's on his feet and on his face. And then for the plate ridge on his head, adding a little touch of mahogany to the mix. To just bring that to life a bit, and I'm gonna probably end up applying brown ink to the head ridge in the end, and possibly even knocking back the tones on the face. This gives me the tonal structure that I want for them. So before dealing with the sort of more details on that, I'm going to start, or the next phase I'm going to do all the white highlights on the whites. At the same time we do the white highlights on the whites, I will use the white to tone down all the browns, and then add another tier of highlighting onto all the browns. These are all the white highlights, including the whites of his eyes being put in. And I've also applied white to sabres, as well as to all of the white armour plating, and mixing white with the flesh tones to improve the flesh highlights. Also used it down the edge of his ridge plate, his head plate, and then mixed it with the browns, making it, well, just off-white for dealing with the sort of bandaging, the leg wraps. So then the last phase of highlighting as such really is just dealing with the greys, and then we'll start heading into lighting effects. So I'm just going to use cold grey to deal with all of the weapons, and then light pale blue grey to deal with the trim on his robe. And I will mix cold grey with charcoal grey to actually apply to his robe. Here we go then, all the greys have been put in. Mixed a touch of white with the pale blue grey in order to highlight the trim on his robe. Mix the dregs of that with heavy charcoal to then highlight his robe. Then use cold grey on both of the sabre hilts and on his blaster rifle, and also used that just to touch in some additional details on the robe. Finally adding yet more white to the blue grey and white mix, which is, it was just touched in a few places on his belt buckle. So next up we're going to be doing the first tier of sabre light. Also his head plate did get a browning, thin brown ink on it, just to create some darkness. I just blobbed in his eyes in yellow and gave them a pupil. Also ran some of the brown ink into his mouth again, just to make his mouth more apparent. There we go then, here's the first tier of lighting effect, and we've got the fluoro blue put over the blue sabre and on the blue side here, and the fluoro green on the other side. So I'm going to just quickly go back over and run white highlights in, and then run another tier of the fluoro over, so you get a bit of variation in the highlighting quality within the fluoro. And then also I'll paint his base charcoal grey. And then Temujin Schnell, he will be done. We go then, a round of white border highlights have been put around all the areas adjacent, or which were initially lit by the sabres. Base has been painted grey, and the final layer of fluoro has been put on. So as ever, I hope it's been some use interest to you, and that all your painting's going really well. Especially Jedi, lighting effects, etc. at the moment. I did just blob in the luminous green into the comms pad on his wrist, just to separate it out from the blue saber's light more than anything. But Temujin Schnell, he is done. Well, he's already been being used, but you know, now he will sit right with everybody. Hope it's been so interest to you and everything's going really well for you. Thank you for watching. Have a good one and take care. Bye bye.